Hello, and thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, well, I think I'm going to start doing some end of the week observations of current events, politics, and the hot mess that is going on around us. But okay, first, hi, hello, how are you? I am the Handicapable Black Woman. I talk about a lot of randomness, current events, politics, racism, bigotry, ableism, sexist fools, and all types of like Republican. I'm not saying Democrats are perfect. Oh my, yeah, they're far from it, but at least they see humanity as a whole, and they know how to mind our own business on who you are allowed to love, be, and being your authentic self. So, yeah, that's why, yeah, Democrat, liberal, progressive all day, every day. So, anyway, so yeah, if you like that, like, comment, subscribe, because that means we can spill more tea, have good talks. But if you don't like that, there are thousands of other YouTubers out there. I insist that you go check them out, So anyway. Ooh, let's just say like with the Super Bowl, that was interesting to say the least. And the halftime show, people are showing how poorly educated and how determined they are to not want to study African American history without saying they don't want to learn about African American history or that they are stuck on whitewashed American history because they keep certain people, certain demographics keep saying, I didn't understand a word he was saying. He was speaking in English. A lot of you guys keep saying speak English, speak American, which, yeah, actually, really, so, because America doesn't have a standardized language, but, well, with the person and anyway, anyways, you know what I'm about to say. Those people who are with me know what I'm thinking and what I might say, but I don't want to say it because, mm, anyway. But if it comes into fruition, yeah. Anyway, people keep wanting to say that they didn't understand it. That was the worst Super Bowl in history, and they'd rather have like they kept naming the same art like Caucasian artists and everything with the Star Spangled Banner and everything and the national anthem. It was just like, how do you say that you don't like any seasonings and flavor in your food, in your life, in your personality without saying so? Because with both the national anthem and John Batiste, oh, it was artistic, it was beautiful and lovely, and he put a little like of his personality in it, the seasoning, the flavor. It's like it was, and people keep forgetting like if you're in Louisiana, maybe he was putting a little bit of that Louisiana flavor into it. This is America, filled with cultures, filled with states that have their own flavor and personality. So a lot of people who kept, oh, he didn't need to do all that. That's not, just have it standardized, just have it the way. No, it's like I thought we are a country that is filled with diversity. A lot of you guys don't like, well, a lot of the Republicans, in my opinion, don't like that, don't want that, don't want to deal with that, but we do. Yeah, that's the truth. We do. And but I kept hearing about people complaining about that, and yeah, it's just annoying because especially I loved how it fits the way that he performed it fits the scene of Louisiana and part of the heart of it. And it's just like putting that jazz and the kind of like a little bit of that sass that you get from them. It's just it was amazing in my opinion. But yeah, a certain demographic hated it, and they made sure they posted that. And I didn't take screenshots because, you know, I can only deal with so much bigotry, hatred, and poor education. And I took a lot of screenshots from one of my previous episodes when I talked about the ignorance about the national anthem versus the Black national anthem. So yeah, check that video out because and it's a two-parter because I talked about the history and the reason why we have the Black national anthem. And then in part two, I show the ignorance, poor education, and how a lot of, well, Caucasian white people, European American people kept saying, there's no Black anthem. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to do. You already don't listen to our history. You don't want to listen about our trauma so that we can heal as a country. Because some people are going to say that's our problem, that's our history. We went through enslavement with your people. Our trauma and the therapy our culture needs to go through needs to be done with you because we need to heal with you guys together because we were brought over here through racism. We had to struggle through the racism of Jim Crow, segregation and the hatred and the hangings and everything like that. And it's just kind of sad with how many people they want to keep saying there's no Black national anthem and they don't know the history and the reason and how our own national anthem that is supposedly for all people refers to us as slaves in the third stanza that they no longer sing. They stopped singing it during World War II. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that because they only want to learn whitewashed history. And when it comes to the halftime show, I didn't understand that. He was gibbering, jabbering, but it's just like, okay, one, you didn't understand it because you didn't do that well in school, and your reading comprehension is probably not that high, and your reality with symbolism, metaphors, and personifications and things like that, it probably went over your head because you, again, never paid attention in school, and you probably didn't learn much with African American history because a lot of our schools refuse to teach it. Just like my ex, Mr. No Heart, he is a proud person. When I say he's proud, he brags that he never had to learn African American history. He bragged to me, and he doesn't realize that disgusted me. Because, like, when I left the room after he said that, yeah, he tried to gaslight me. He tried to gaslight me about that. And then with his ignorant, no good family members, like the only good black woman in their eyes is Candace Owens. That's if that's what you think, if that's your ideal black woman, that says a lot about you, and that means I don't want to be in the same room with you. So yeah, there's so many reasons I broke up with that fool, but when it comes to the artistry, like people, a lot of Republicans don't like flavor seasonings or anything unless it's in a bigoted way, unless that person has bigoted views, because they kind of forget how Kid Rock became Kid Rock. A lot of people forget he came from Michigan in like in the Metro Detroit type of area and stuff, the urban area. It's like his partner was just like, wasn't he up north? Because like some people tell me, so I might be wrong with Metro Detroit, but it's like I've read and seen things where they say he was brought up in urban environment or whatever. So, but where and he like some people are like he can't be racist. He has black kids. Slave owners have black kids too. So it's like it's funny because I remember when his mom tried to tell me something like that because we were talking about Kid Rock or if it was not, it wasn't Kid Rock, it was one of the other artists that has black kids, and she had the nerve to tell me that he has black kids, and I was like, slave owners did too. Oh my gosh, she choked on her beer. I loved I didn't help her. I'm like, oh, you're good. You'll get over it. Yeah, choke some of that knowledge down. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're choking on that knowledge, aren't you? Yep. Okay. Anyway, so, but it's just amazing with how like he got popular, and even the way that he did some of his music, some of it was from the urban perspective, and the African American styles that were trending and everything like that. But as soon as yeah, like, let's just say I have a lot of views on that. Like, in my opinion, I have nothing nice to say about that man. He could care less about me. I'm nobody to him, but I have absolutely not one single nice thing to say about that man. It's like like we come from the same states too, and it's just this. Ugh. It's like, I'm so glad we have Eminem. Thank you, Eminem. But anyway. Back to like with Kendrick and everything, the way, like, and I'm listening to other videos because other people are studying it and breaking it down with the timing and the alignment. And oh, Samuel L. Jackson came out, oh, he did his thing. And then even Serena Williams, I was like, hold on, wait, is that her? And oh, she did her thing. So, but it was just like the timing of some of the lyrics and the dancing and the formation of the flag. And it was crazy because some people wanted to say, oh, they're racist. It's all black people. Maybe there's symbolism with that. But sometimes people want to say, if it, like, because some people on Facebook or even like, if it was all white, they would say we were racist. If it was all white, oh, the country music award performances, a lot of them are all white. We don't say anything. We're used to it actually. With some of the artists, it's all white. So, but it's like when it's all black, you got like, I, I'm just gonna say what I want. Like, yeah, it's like art, like we don't really look at it like that anymore because we're just like, okay, if you choose to do that, you choose to do that. So, but it's like with, maybe it was the symbol, maybe it's for symbolistic reasons and the style of dance and things like that. So, but you never know. You never know. So, anyway, um, the other issue that I have been, I mean, there's more I want to say on it, but I want to save it for maybe if I talk about it, it'll be in another video because, well, I just couldn't believe, like, who, it's like I read one comment when that was like, if you're going to complain about this country during your halftime show, go back to where you came from. He's American. Oh yeah, okay, and that reminds me, okay, that two other issues, because one is dealing with pro-life, but the other one, um, if you're gonna have a problem with President Obama and you want to see his birth certificate and all these other things and say it's a problem that if he's from Africa and he's not really an American citizen, all the stuff that the orange guy kept trying to say, but we literally have a South African white male who now, I've heard that he had to destroy the information, but yeah, in my opinion, I doubt he did that. But um, literally, you have a South African, the richest man in the world, taking power in this country. But Republicans, yeah, it's like they had no problem. Like, he's from Africa, the same country they were accusing Obama being born in. They had such a big issue with President Obama with that. They had such the issue. But now with Elon, like, no, he could just come in and do as he pleases. knowing he's from South Africa. Knowing. So, what's the difference? What's the difference? So, when people want to talk about privilege, and some people say there's no such thing as privilege, there's no white privilege, and everyone gets treated fairly in this country, it's based off merit and everything like that. You're a liar. Okay. And one of the other things that I have been thinking about a lot is how contradictory and how the Christian community and Republican community, they are not pro life. And they're proving more and more they're just pro fetus and pro make new young workers. Because, one, if you're going to take away money that's to help treat with cancer and like diseases, and a lot of diseases that we can't help if we get, if you are going to make the our capitalistic corporate health like insurance or health insurance companies restrict artificial limbs, like, and I mean there's specific kinds that it's like they won't give to people who are amputees, but if they had the amputee, they would be more independent and able to do more things, including maybe even working. And if you're going to not allow them to get the white cane for those who are blind or and have a visible disability, because like I mean there was some reason. I was like, I'm going to be doing a whole story on that, but yeah, I have a very long list of stories I need to do. But did you know that the white canes um are not you're not able to get that through your health insurances? Yeah. It's like, because I'm learning a lot on Blue Sky. And sometimes when I learn something, I go and look it up to get more information. And it's just crazy because I've been learning more about the artificial limbs and then the white canes and then also what the orange guy wants to do with taking disability rights, and especially one with what he did with DEI. That hurts disability community a lot. But a lot of you guys won't care because a lot of us want to work, we want independence, but because of our disability, we need assistance and help so that we can be able to work either the full time or work from home and things like that. So, or have a communicator, like, because if someone is deaf, then they're going to need someone to translate or something like that. Like, there's so many different things that would help us be able to work more. And a lot of people complain about the disability community, and or either they say that we need to get out and work and pay for our own, et cetera, or they say that we just need to stay home, get money from the government because they don't want to see us, they don't want our presence. I like, especially before I was diagnosed, I would hear like people would say this stuff. People would laugh and mock and tease. I've even heard companies say how like their company wouldn't be fit for people with disabilities. I've heard this, especially networking at different conferences and things like that. And so now that I am diagnosed, I know what people say, and I know what like some of the thoughts that they say because I wasn't diagnosed for them to think that they were judging me, or for them to think that they were telling somebody within the community their little secret, because some of them thought it was just their little secret. They're going to say all of this stuff, but since I'm not disabled, then and I walk differently, but I was told, like, you guys already know the whole medical story or whatever, but yeah. So when it comes to cancer and the like disability, like with limbs and canes, and I think if you're gonna say you're pro-life, mean it. We need the money and research for like even kids with cancer, and it's like that cost, like fighting it and everything, and it's it's just really annoying and aggravating how a group of people, they keep saying pro-life, but whenever they are able to bring heartache to people's lives, I keep, like, on social media, I keep seeing Republicans celebrate. I keep seeing them sell it, except, oh, with the DEI though, I think it's funny. And with some of the things the orange guy has just like, because there's one guy losing his farm, and I just did another episode where this woman was talking about her, she's losing her construction company because now her workers are too scared to go to work. That's the only reason why now she wishes she didn't vote for him. Some of the most selfish, like, I'm disgusted. Like, part of me was just like, what about because this hurts other human beings? What about like these people were, they came to this country, but they were working and doing their part within this country? What about the part where the 1% is like they want to take over this country so that they can continue not paying any taxes, but then the poor and middle class, and they want to destroy the middle class, so then we're all poor and they're all rich. It's like, but then they're pro-life. When it comes to the homeless and feeding of kids, and then they want to take away FEMA. It's like all of these things should be under pro-life, but I keep seeing the Republicans celebrate it being broken down. And then education, they are celebrating the fact that it's probably going to be broken down. And it's like, we already have ignorant enough. Like, well, look at like, yeah, millennials. I know, like, like I said, I know a lot of people, a lot of millennials who they brag about the little education that they got in school. And it's just crazy how a lot of the Caucasian men brag to me on how little they got out of school. And some went to college and dropped out, or a lot of them, finished high school and then started work. Some ended up with businesses and stuff, but then they hate on me when I busted my tush off in school, but then they say that I only get jobs because I'm black, while they were bragging to me on them not wanting to learn, them not wanting to go back to school or finish school, how school was boring or pointless or stupid. But when I would finish, when I would set goals while I'm trying to write my books and start my businesses, they tell me that I only get these opportunities. I only get A, B, and C because I am black. And hearing how America, like, 'cause I'm going to say this all the time, it's crazy how we are literally hearing our presidential cabinet say that they'd rather have decent white men, decent white men, than outstanding or amazing black or people of color. Think about that. But they're pro-life. Black people, we're living. That's why Black Lives Matter. Like, and that's another thing. They hated Black Lives Matter so much, but they're proving why we were saying that we matter, because every chance they get right now, they are trying to erase us. Our history, our hard work, our dedication, our efforts, our education, everything they are trying to take away because they want decent white men. And every way they can try to erase us, dismiss us, and say that we are either making stuff up, the more that gives the Republican Party power. But maybe these are just my random thoughts, but just throughout the weeks, with, because if you haven't I might do a full episode on it, but there was literally a Navy school that will only allow the white kids to have social clubs now. All of the other clubs, they had to close down. And there's other schools and other places doing this now, segregating where only white people get to do this. Why is that? Because with the social clubs, there's networking. Social clubs, there's learning. Social clubs, they want to make sure that the white kids get more opportunities to expand and like level up, so that the people of color and black people are kept down. But people want, like, even back with some of my classes, with some of my college students, them telling me racism is over with, so get over it. Or why do you teach, or why do you show us companies with business owners from around the world or of different ethnicities? Because I want you to see that anybody can own a business, anyone can follow your dreams, but a lot of them didn't like that, especially the white men. The white, I was like, okay, not all of them, not all of them. There, I had a few that they were like, they thought it was cool. And I remember one student who, after class one day, he was even comparing and contrasting some of the cultures, and he thought it was so cool. And it's like he even went home and talked to his, I think one of his sister, his mom, about it. And I was just like, okay, cool, 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 cool. But I have certain, like, white male students who hated it. But I just try to show that anybody, as long as you put hard work and dedication, it's gonna, and yeah, it's harder for people of color and black people, but don't give up, keep going, keep working. It's like I have to remind myself every day. Sometimes I feel like giving up on many of my projects, almost all of my projects, but I'm just like, you don't see that many women and black women with a disability out there working their own business, doing everything to be independent on their own. So, but thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. And if you can drop your perspective or some things that you got so far or within the last week of this clown show or swampy clown show, let me know. And if you can put like maybe a red dot in the messages for a clown nose, I got you. I got you.